premiere scene, I'm Claire Bueno. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And in this film, the woman is no different. We get to speak to the delightful Pollyanna McIntosh to find out more about her very gritty role.
This is our project, and it's a secret.
What are we gonna do with her?
We're gonna help her. We're gonna train her, civilize her, free her from herself, from her baser instincts.
Tell us, what was it about the script that you just wanted to take it on board and explore it?
Well, the lovely thing for me about this is it's a big collaboration for me, so the script was written for me to do, so I kind of knew, you know, a little bit of what was coming. I'd done a previous film called Offspring, in which I played the same character, and they decided to take my role and move it further and get a new director, and lucky McKee came on board, and he's amazing and wonderful to work with. So from very early stages I was, you know, attached, and then upon reading the script there's a lot of tough stuff in there, so we had a lot of talks and we gave a lot of notes back and forth, and we just got really into a good rhythm very early, so I was really excited to get to work.
And as you said, the part was written for you in mind. So have they written some of your characteristics into the script?
Oh, I wouldn't say so, unless I'm a cannibalistic feral woman. No, but
I'm just thinking of sort of nuances of maybe your character.
You know, when Lucky and Jack Ketchum wrote it together, Jack knew me pretty well from Offspring, but Lucky didn't know me so well. So no, I think they wrote it solely from the woman's perspective, who's an established character through Jack Ketchum's books, and who I was, of course, very familiar with from doing Offspring. So no, it's a good question, though. That's the first time I've heard that, and I like hearing new questions. Thank you.
That's all right, my pleasure. Well, you know, it's all about sort of finding something new in the script that you can pick up on and learn as an actor. So if you've, and I'm just wondering whether that was something that you just might have picked up.
Certainly a lot of very different situation for my character in this one. In Offspring, she was very much in control. She was the one bringing all the badass, and in this one, you know, the sort of evil character becomes the victim, which is really interesting for me and was obviously interesting for Lucky. So I go from being kind of gung-ho, always on the move, to basically being like this through the whole movie. So I spent like a month like this.
Everyone keep your distance.
Are you sure you're not overextending?
Have you ever known me to let things get out of hand?
What was the fruition of this story for you?
Well, there was a previous film and two novels by Jack Ketchum. There was a novel called Off Season and a novel called Offspring. Andrew wanted to make one of those books, and they couldn't get the rights to Off Season, so they just decided, let's just make Offspring as a standalone film, starring Pollyanna. She did a fantastic job in that film. They brought me up to New York to see it when they finished it, and to see if I could come up with a way to continue the story. I had an idea that was kind of bizarre, kind of turned everything over on its head. And Jack Ketchum loved it, Andrew loved it, so we agreed to, you know, for Ketchum and I to write the novel and the screenplay together and make the film. So.
And what was it about the role that Pollyanna plays that you wanted to explore further?
Her character represents what we once were, you know, and in Sean Bridger's character in the film, I tried to create a character of what we've become, you know, which we've cleaned ourselves up, we've propped ourselves up, we speak eloquently. We act the right way, we do the right things, we're very civilized, you know, but there's a rot underneath that in a lot of cases, you know, and I wanted to explore that. You
know. Was it difficult to exploring what is really within the female psyche of a strong woman?
Was it difficult to explore? No, it's fascinating to explore, you know, I mean, that's why all my films are, you know, mostly centered on women, because there's so many more interesting areas that haven't really been explored, you know. So, yeah.
And what was it, and directing this film, were there any particular challenges that you came across?
Well, you're not doing good work if you're not really challenging yourself on a daily basis, so, yeah, I mean, it was, you know, emotionally taxing, you know, I mean, there's some very, very heavy stuff in the film. In some cases, some of those scenes were harder on me than they were the actors, you know, because I like to get in the mood as well, you know, and like really kind of create the right atmosphere on set and the right comfort level for all the actors to feel free to you know, take chances. So.
I spoke to Daniel Monthon, who directed a film called Cell 211 that was highly acclaimed, and he said that there were scenes that when the actors did, that they were set in a prison scene, so highly tense moments, that he was moved to tears, you know, while they were performing. And I think that's the beauty of getting great actors on your side that can draw that emotion.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're looking for, you know. I mean, if I'm sitting at the monitor or on set and there's a couple moments where Pollyanna just, you know, like I knew I had to take because I was emotionally affected. You know, you get that tingle, you know, that something magical and special and sad and tragic and all, you know, all these things kind of happen. I mean, there was like one time where we were shooting a particularly rough scene where I had my assistant bring me my dog just so I could look in my little dog's eyes for a little while because I was just so distraught, you know. Just to kind of put my feet back on the ground a little bit, you know.
Is that quite hard after you've seen something like that to then go to the cutting room and have to put this and piece it all back together? Because it's not just done once you've done your take, is it? Yeah. You've got the post-production process. Yeah,
and that's, you know, where you feel a great responsibility and obligation to all of these amazing artists that you put together and who, you know, did all this fantastic work. The biggest challenge is to make sure that you represent that to its utmost.
Do you really think we should be doing this?
You're the producer of The Woman, so tell us about your involvement.
I directed this film, Offspring, and that's where the character originated, and we did that movie together, Polly and I did. And so I knew that she had so much more with this character to do, and I kind of left it really just, you know, open for more. And that's where I was like, Lucky, you got to come to New York and watch this movie I just made, you know, and don't watch it for the movie, watch it for this woman character. And if you like it, let's do something with that. And that's exactly what happened. He fell in love with her. And I think a lot of horror fans are just going to dig it because she's got this character, and it comes from Jack Ketchum originally. You know, Offspring is the book and also the movies. So, yeah.
So it's a very selfless process for you, because did you feel that you had explored as much as you could do with the character and it was time for somebody else?
No, I mean, you know, I hadn't, careful, there she goes.
Is it just natural now to go walking on all fours?
The freaking woman is gonna fucking...
You're in the... I was trying to be sneaky.
No, this is why I love Pollyanna McIntosh. She's not afraid to crawl on the floor, dude. Don't eat me. Don't bite me, man. Anyway, yeah, she's the bomb, and you know, she's ready to eat anybody at any time. You have to be really careful, man. She looks all pretty and shit, but then she comes out and the fucking woman bites you in the ass. So, you know.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. That's why I produced this movie, because a lot of people were, you know, well, a lot of people have to be fed to Polly, so. Yeah.
She's got an appetite.
So
what does a producer do in a film like this?
Well, you know, okay, so I wasn't done with the character. I wanted to do more with it. And so as a producer, letting Lucky take over kind of working with the character creatively, I knew that I could give him the resources and this creative space and help create that world for him to do what he needed to do with complete freedom. And so that's what I did. I raised the money, I hired a lot of the people that I work with when I'm directing and producing, and then he brought on a lot of his team, and we created this really creative world to play and make this film, and it was awesome.
Do we really get to keep her?
We do.